Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Coffee Chat and Candidly. I am your host, Bar, aka the Vietnamese Prince. Alright, let's get into this episode. This episode is going to be very, I guess, there's going to be a lot of opinions that are going to be coming out of me, so I hope that you guys also take this with a grain of salt. But it's something that's important to me because I really do feel like I have been working on creating this type of vision for myself when it comes to coffee. And so we're going to be talking about coffee today. And this is a coffee channel, but like what I said in the past, I really want to keep these episodes very candid, and so that people who may not be super well versed into coffee, they can still understand the concepts, and hopefully it will be the gateway to, drinking better coffee for those that are out there. And so please bear with me. Today I'm going to be talking about fourth wave coffee. That is a concept that has been circling around in the coffee community for a while. I guess to kind of give you context to those who might not know what a wave in coffee is. So up to this point, there has been 3 waves of coffee. The first, second, and third. And so to give you guys just like a general understanding of what those waves are. First wave is basically the origin, the mother, dating back, way back to when coffee ever existed. And so a lot of people say, Yemen or Ethiopia are the 2 places that basically started out like the journey of coffee being to where it is. This is where coffee wasn't a beverage that people heavily relied on. It was more so like I believe to be a ritualistic a drink that the people of Ethiopia would use as ceremonial. I think I read somewhere online where it was they would drink it to stay up to continue their rituals and prayers. And so I thought that was really cool. And then when we move to the second wave is basically getting more into capitalism. And so Starbucks definitely started that second wave concept, because they're the ones that made it okay for you to buy a latte for $5 and not complain about it. And so that's really what the difference of first and second is, just adding in the consumerism, the creating coffee as a commodity. That's the general thesis of the second wave. And then my favorite, this is what got me into coffee in the first place, is the third wave. And the third wave is basically a stem from the second wave. However, attributing morals and ethics, and also focus on the qualitative aspect of coffee is more enhanced in the third wave. And so you'll see coffee shops that have these scales and these fancy espresso machines that actually create really good espresso. Like before, like the reason why lattes even existed, it was because the coffee was just unbearable to drink back then. It's like so bitter that it needs to be sweetened and masked with milk. And so with third wave concept, the idea is to be able to drink coffee no matter how you like it, even if you like it by itself. Like the coffee should be enjoyed however you like it, but the idea that drinking black coffee is actually tasty and actually tastes like not like dirt. that's where the third wave gains its popularity, and also its community aspect in a very small and subtle way, because people will come in and ask questions about why are you guys different from Starbucks. And this is me when I was working as a barista in a third wave coffee shop. And a lot of the examples that I give them are just, we're basically I guess the fundamental thing that makes us different from Starbucks is that we actually care. I know it sounds really messed up, but I really do feel like specialty coffee, there's a level of care that is put into the roasting process and also the brewing process that allows the coffee to achieve its optimal level of extraction. And so but that's just like a synopsis of what the waves are. I want to talk about the fourth wave and how that's something that's been emerging and what it looks like. And so there's hold on one sec. Gotta get that coffee in. So a lot of people talk about like the coffees that you see at the grocery stores, the ready to drink in a bottle coffees, and that might be the new indication of fourth wave, creating specialty coffee, but in a more I guess accessible way. You can just go to a grocery store and just grab it, and that kind of makes sense because that would allow you to save time, and time is money, and a lot of people value their time. And so I thought that was a valid idea of what fourth wave might be, but I don't think that's the entire case. There's also coffee shops incorporating more signature beverages. So if you go to a coffee shop now, a specialty coffee shop, you'll see that some of the coffee options, there'll be coffees that have different ingredients that isn't your typical latte, your typical cappuccino. This could be like a iced Aztec mocha or iced coconut milk, caramel, blah blah blah. And they put their spin to it. It gives an identity of what their offerings are. I'll give you an example. There's a coffee shop in my area that has coffee names and signature beverages that represent what their company is and what they've gone through in order to open their coffee shop. And I thought that was really cool, tying in story with your menu. It's not common, but if it's played out right, it makes a lot of sense. And so I think that's one possible avenue to incorporate more signature beverages to make you more into the fourth wave coffee. But again, I don't think that's the entire case. And then there's lastly, I think the focus on increasing the quality of the brewing process and the roasting process, and also the processing process. That's a mouthful. Back to the farmers, and in elevating the processing, process, so that the coffee chain from farm to roasting to brewing on the bar becomes a lot more elevated. And so I think direct trade, in communicating with your farmer directly instead of going through a middleman, would really help with that process. Even though it's not like, I know for a fact that when I joined Third Wave Coffee, that was supposed to be the main idea of what specialty coffee is that treating the farmers with an equal relationship is the key to a successful third wave coffee company. However, I don't think a lot of third wave coffee shops are maintaining and upholding that value. It's not as in all honesty, it's not as financially like, if you're trying to make money, like it's not gonna be your main focus. And so unfortunately, we live in a capitalistic society, and sometimes we might have to cut some costs and go against some of our values to make it work. And I understand that from a logical perspective, but I really do feel like that's something to keep in mind if you're gonna open a coffee shop and you want to play the game where you're treating everyone around you fairly. That's something you might not want to slip up on. And so those are kind of the ideas that I've kind of came up with, or not came up with, but have experienced and heard of in my time as a barista. But I kind of boiled it down to two things that are really important that might enhance that fourth wave concept, and which is the dichotomy between qualitative coffee as a craft and also qualitative social atmosphere in the cafe. And kind of elevating those two aspects, I think, would really give the fourth wave concept more justice, because I think this whole business is a people's business, and you can't really say that the coffee is the most important thing that makes your coffee shop, I do heavily believe that the people that come in and represent your brand and buy in your brand are a valuable asset to your company. And so with that being said, I do believe that fourth wave concept needs to be started there first, in my opinion, because without finding that balance of how to make your coffee taste better, how to make it more enjoyable to the average consumer, that's what would bring in more people of different areas, people that don't drink coffee on a regular basis, and they get into it because they really like what you're doing. I think that would really give a better increase in more coffee drinkers. But stemming away from the third wave, unfortunately I do feel like it's becoming more of a you gotta be someone in the third wave to understand the concept, and if you're not a part of it, then you wouldn't really get it. And it's kind of becoming a divide, unfortunately, from the common consumer to the actual practicing consumer of specialty coffee. And so I really hope that if this fourth wave concept pushes out, it will be more approachable to the average consumer, so they can entirely understand what's going on rather than having to figure it out on their own. I do believe that the people that you interact with in the coffee shop, you will learn a thing or two through conversation. And with coffee is one of those things that actually stimulates your brain in a way where a lot of the philosophical concepts will come out very organically. And I know that through a historical context of a lot of philosophers in the early ages, they would spend a lot of their times in the coffee shop to explore their minds and share their philosophies with other philosophers. And so I thought that was really cool, and I think that can also tie into that fourth wave concept, bringing it back to opening dialogue, so then we can learn as we are continuing our journey to just elevating ourselves. And so I really hope that, I think that was a lot to take in, but the fourth wave concept, to me, I do feel like it starts with the people first, and bettering the people that work in the cafe, that come into the cafe. Those are very important things before we even get to putting a bottle in the grocery store and calling it fourth wave. Like, let's not do that. Let's just pause on that first, and let's get back to the people. And that's all I really have to say. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please do me a favor, like this video, comment, interact with me, and share with your friends, those that may be in the coffee industry, and what their thoughts may be on fourth wave coffee. Have them comment in this video too. I want to have a conversation with them and see what fourth wave can potentially be. And so yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.